How about them Cowboys? Angry Cowboys fan. Born to battle. Storm just means we never sell. America's team through thick and thin. When the sun shines bright, that's where we win. Angry Cowboys fan.
What's going on, Cowboys Nation and angry Cowboys fans around the world? Y'all know who it is. It's your man, the Angry Cowboys Fan. And when the son talks about the Dallas Cowboys, you know the father isn't that far behind with his take on what's going on with the Dallas Cowboys. Yesterday on 105.3 The Fan, Jerry Jones finally shows his face after a 3-point loss to the Carolina Panthers. He didn't do his normal press conference at the game. You know, bro was ducking and dodging the media because he knew that they would be looking for answers when it comes to this Dallas Cowboys defense. So Tuesday, he resurfaced and had nothing but the same old Jerryisms to talk about. So we're going to take a listen to the 3 clips that I got for y'all, and y'all know what we're going to do. We're gonna come back and unpack this raw and uncut. So, Angry Cowboys fans, let's take a listen to the first clip from Jerry Jones's interview with 105.3 The Fan.
Jerry, you had said in years past that you were sick to your stomach that you didn't get Romo to a Super Bowl and get him a ring. We're, almost 10 years into Dak's career. Do you feel the same? Are you starting to feel the same way about Dak, that you're kind of wasting the time?
He's had we've had great quarterback play for 10 years, and we had it with Romo for 10 years. And the word wasn't a mistake. The word was it was unfortunate because you were sitting there, and what happened during those spans is that you were the 5th, 6th winningest team in the NFL during those spans when they played there. Yet their playoff records are not in that category of, when I say their playoff records, the Cowboys' playoff records, not theirs, not completely on their shoulders. But you realize a chance missed. I'm a big believer in getting up around the rim, and because of the ambiguity of availability, injuries, because of the very, if you will, the way the ball bounces. Like I said, we're 5th or 6th in all wins over that period of time, and yet at the same time, we're disappointed because we haven't smelled a Super Bowl.
So, the 5th or 6th winningest team of that time. Don't nobody give a shit about the 5th or 6th winningest teams if you can't win any playoff games, if you can't go to an NFC championship game, if you can't make it and win a Super Bowl. Nobody cares about the 5th or the 6th winningest team, Jerry Jones. But Cowboys Nation, when you have to question the ownership's intentions when it comes to how he failed his top-tier quarterbacks over the years, then that should let you know that this front office doesn't know how to conduct business that would lead to having this team win a Super Bowl championship or even be contenders for a Super Bowl championship. When fans have to ask themselves if this front office is serious about wanting to win a Super Bowl, then you know something's off, Cowboys Nation. Jerry Jones sits up there and acts as if he does his best that he can do as an owner/GM, and it's all on the players on the field. I won't relinquish responsibility from the players either, because I believe that they have some responsibility when it comes to the way we look on the field, but to a lesser degree. I feel where the Dallas Cowboys find themselves is more on the coaching staff as well as the front office than it is on the players on the field. But jumping into the second clip, 105.3 The Fan asked the question that almost every Dallas Cowboys fan wants the answer to. So let's go ahead and take a listen to that so we can come back and talk about it. Roll the clip.
Jerry, the toughest question we have for you today is the number one topic amongst the fans, and that is the status of Matt Eberflus and his job. Why is Eberflus still the guy to get this defense going in the right direction, and what do you say to the fans who want him replaced?
He's been in that. He's had tremendous experience. He's dealt with adversity with a long record, not only with us, but with his tenure at Chicago and Indianapolis. And he's had some great successes, had some very great successes, but he's had his tail kicked. That's who I want in the foxhole with me, because there's no such thing as having all the answers. And so when I jumped at it, when I saw we had a chance to get him, I still feel as strongly as I did the day we brought him in here. And these things that we're dealing with here are not one, two major things. There are a lot of little things that you can address and get right, and you can adjust the nuances of them. And, for instance, the other day, we couldn't stop the run, yet we were within a possession. If we drive that ball at the end of the game, we got a good chance to win it. We were up all day for the most part. And so there's a lot of ways to win football games, and Flus is dealing with nuances there that we can adjust and change. And you do adjust, and you do change, and there will be that.
There will be change. I mean, Matt Eberflus has dealt with adversity. I mean, he dealt with adversity in Chicago, too. What happened to him there, Jerry Jones? But we know there's not a such thing as having all the answers. But damn it, Jerry, you got to have some of the answers. And a part of the answer is that you believe in Matt Eberflus, and I don't feel that anybody else does. Not even the stars on the defensive side of the ball. Look at the difference of how the players speak about Brian Schottenheimer as opposed to Matt Eberflus. I honestly haven't heard too much chatter from the defensive side of the ball about Matt Eberflus, and to me, that's an issue, Cowboys Nation. We'll talk about that more during the Raw and Uncut portion, so make sure you stick around for that. But jumping into the final clip, the guys over at 105.3 The Fan talk about the defense and how they measure up to bad defenses of the Dallas Cowboys past. So let's go ahead and take a listen to that so we can come back and unpack this Raw and Uncut.
Jerry, a lot of stats are coming out kind of lining up this defense with some of the worst in the history of the franchise of Mike Nolan and Rob Ryan and Monty Kiffin. Is this defense giving you totally different vibes of what those were?
No, I remember all those defenses. If you look back, those coaches, Monty Kiffin's recognized one of the best defensive coaches in football. And you can go on through those names, and you'll see them. They all had their days. I'm not going to name names, but you can keep going with really outstanding defensive coaches. Let me say this. Defensive coaching in the NFL, it is an all-day sucker because this league makes its rules, and this league pushes toward offense. And that's good. I love that. And I love the game because of that. But we push it toward the offense.
So, Jerry, those coaches of the past had their days. Well, Matt Eberflus is having his weeks. You know what, Cowboys Nation? Let's go ahead and get into it. Y'all ready for this Raw and Uncut? Y'all ready? Let's get it. Get ready for the Angry Cowboys fans Raw and Uncut.
Keeping it real, man. Keep it real. That's real.
Cowboys Nation, I have not seen this many owners be so completely oblivious to the woes of the football team like we have when it comes to Jerry and Stephen Jones. These guys are extremely tone deaf with the issues that this team is having, especially on the defensive side of the ball. It's absolutely atrocious what the Dallas Cowboys are doing on the field and what Cowboys Nation has to witness on the field week in and week out. Seeing players not in their appropriate spots on the field, seeing blown coverages each and every week, seeing Brian Schottenheimer have to blow a timeout because the players on the defensive side of the ball look as if they're lost, having opposing offenses call audibles only to see our defenses running around as if they don't know what the play call is after the audible. I'm sorry, Cowboys Nation, but the way your unit looks is a reflection on your coach, which means it's a reflection on Matt Eberflus. And I hate to get on here and bash Matt Eberflus, but the thing is, This Dallas Cowboys offense looks as if it can go toe-to-toe and blow for blow with any other offense in the NFL this year. This year, the teams that the talking heads say would be the best teams at the start of training camp aren't the teams that are shining this year. The teams that were on the top of the league last year are not the teams that are on top this year. They're struggling this year, Cowboys Nation. It is a prime opportunity for the Dallas Cowboys to go ahead, sneak in there and give a low blow so that we can get further into the playoffs. There are no teams out there that can hang with us offensively. So you figured this would be the year that we would go all in and do something that we haven't done in a long time, and that's make a deep playoff run. And with the trade deadline fast approaching, does it look as if Jerry and Stephen Jones are going to do anything to help this team get better? No, Cowboys Nation. They're just going to rest on putting trust in Matt Eberflus because he's been a great coach. I'm sorry, Jerry Jones, but what we're seeing out on that field this year, that's not great. Bro has less responsibility than he did as a head coach being a defensive coordinator and still can't get this defense on the right page. And honestly, Cowboys Nation, I wonder if the Dallas Cowboys defensive players even believe in Matt Eberflus. I'm not saying definitively that they don't believe in him because I honestly don't know. I don't talk to any of them, but I do ask the question, do they trust his scheme? Do they trust his leadership? Does he have them pumped up and ready to go for each oncoming game? Y'all remember how the camera would pan to Dan Quinn in the box communicating with the defense out on the field? Why don't I see that with Matt Eberflus? To keep it a buck, I haven't seen the camera pan over to show Matt Eberflus in any game. I haven't seen Matt Eberflus get frustrated on the sidelines like I would Dan Quinn. I don't even see the players getting mad on the sideline. What the hell is going on with that side of the ball, Cowboys Nation? And I know that some people have said to me, well, Jerry and Steven ain't out on the field throwing and catching passes. The ones who say that are absolutely correct, Cowboys Nation. They're not the ones out there catching passes and throwing passes. They're not out there stunting and getting pressure on the quarterback. But they damn sure put the ones responsible for doing so out on that damn field. They are the ones who eventually add the talent to this team. They're the ones that put the coaching staffs out there so they can coach these players. This is as much their responsibility as it is the coaches on this team as well as the players. So it's their responsibility to find someone that can take these players on this team and turn them into juggernauts. To take their responsibility and make sure that their side of the ball isn't the reason why we're losing games. As of right now, it's all on the defense as to why this Dallas Cowboys team is not winning games. And I remember fans saying that Dak Prescott and the offense should have to score more touchdowns against the San Francisco 49ers in that playoff loss. Well, both of those playoff losses. So when we say that, can we say that I wish that the defense would have gotten one more stop? 27 points should have been more than enough to beat the Carolina Panthers, but the dysfunction on the defensive side of the ball, it's what's hindering this football team from advancing. We came into the Carolina Panthers game knowing that if we win, we would be much closer to the Philadelphia Eagles' lead in the NFC East. And in typical Dallas Cowboys fashion, we shit the bed and didn't gain any ground on the teams in the NFC East. Thank goodness every team lost except for the New York Giants, but if we're not careful or figure this shit out on the defensive side of the ball, we will be that team at the bottom of the division. So it's past time that Jerry and Stephen Jones start taking this year seriously and do what needs to be done in order to get this Dallas Cowboys defense on the same page. If it's lighting a fire under Matt Eberflus's ass, then that's what needs to be done. If it's using picks in order to get a couple of dogs on the defensive side of the ball, then that's what needs to be done, Cowboys Nation. It is a dereliction of duty to just sit back and expect to change without putting in the effort to change things. Are we in a race against time to get things turned around so that we can make a run toward the playoffs this year? Yes, but unless they know that this year is a year that they're going to use for the coaching staff and the players to get used to each other, then what are we doing here, Cowboys Nation? If this year's that year where they put their feelers out so that we can be competitive next year, you got to let us know this, Jerry Jones. I know that Cowboys fans hate hearing the phrase next year, but that's what it may be, Cowboys Nation. And I understand that the competitor in all of us wants this Dallas Cowboys team to start making it to a Super Bowl. They want them to make it to a Super Bowl this year. I'm pretty sure that the players, the coaching staff, and the front office wants to be competitive this year, but the expectation that Cowboys Nation has, are they attainable in the first year of the Schottenheimer regime, Cowboys Nation? Are we asking too much from this team this year? I don't know, Cowboys Nation. All I do know is if this front office sees something broke, you got to fix it. Don't rest on your laurels thinking that everything's going to be okay because it's just the first year of the shoddy regime. This front office can screw around and find themselves in the exact same situation in year 3 of the Brian Schottenheimer regime if they continue to remain complacent. If you want your team to be aggressive, they have to see aggression from their coaches as well as their front office. This has been your man, the Angry Cowboys Fan. Cowboys Nation, what do you feel about what Jerry Jones had to say on 105.3 The Fan? Do you feel that the guys over at 105.3 The Fan asked the right questions? Y'all know how we do. We always talk about it in the comment section. If you're digging this content and you want to help the channel chip away at its current goal of 20,000 subscribers, drop a like on this video and please consider sharing it with anybody that you know is a Dallas Cowboys fan. And if you are DC for life and just want Jerry and Stephen Jones to get their head out of their asses and help this defense be successful, hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell to be notified whenever I go live, release a video, podcast episode, film breakdowns, or Madden 26 or College Football 26 gameplay. It's week 7, Cowboys Nation. If the Dallas Cowboys team wants to turn it around and try to make a dash at the playoffs, it's going to take more than the players. It's going to take the coaching staff and the front office to help turn it all around before it's too late. But this has been your man, the Angry Cowboys Fan, and I'm out. Dang, Angry Cowboys Fan, you done made it through the entire video. But if you want more content, you can definitely go to this video right here. Or if you want the latest episode of the Angry Cowboys Fan podcast, you can go right here. But whatever you do, like, share, and subscribe to the channel, but remain DC for life.